Okay, what's up, y'all? So it's your girl, Pretty Girl Jew, and yes, I am back with another video. Y'all see on the screen my social media handle, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're feeling generous, feel free to donate to my Cash App. So we're gonna get into some WNBA updates for the week ending June 8th of 2024. Our agenda is going to pretty much include the following. So the Commissioner's Cup, Team USA roster, Rookie of the Year as of now, MVP as of now, Chicago Sky, and Caitlin Clark effect. So just to kind of give you guys a brief overview of what we'll be talking about, let's go ahead and get into it. So just the definition of what the Commissioner's Cup is, for those of you who may not be aware, it's basically an in-season tournament where each team plays five games with teams in their respective conference only. Those games, win or loss, they do go towards their overall record, okay? So win or lose. So that's that on that. So the Team USA roster. So let me just go ahead and point this out now. Who do y'all see at the top of the list, though? Like, who? Asia who? Miss Not Marketable who? Who? I'm sorry, I didn't Asia who? Wilson, right? Okay. Put some respect on her name. So we got Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Diana Taurasi, Alyssa Thomas, Brittany Griner, Nafisa Collier, Jewel Lloyd, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, Kalia Copper, Sabrina Lanescu, and Chelsea Gray. Now, although I feel like this is a very stacked and solid roster, where is Arike Agumbawale? Y'all over here crying about Caitlin Clark. I don't give a fuck about no Caitlin Clark when it comes to this roster. Where the fuck is Arike? Like, where is Arike? Where is Arike? Y'all worried about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark can barely handle these bitches in the WNBA. So we don't need her on a global scale right now. We need her to fry the fish that's already in the stuff on cooking in the grease, and then she can come and cook some more. She don't need no more no more on her plate right now. So let's just start there. Like y'all putting too much on Caitlin Clark. And what y'all need to realize is this is Team USA. This is outside of the WNBA. This is much bigger than Caitlin Clark, okay? Caitlin Clark is just not the end-all, be-all of everything WNBA, okay? So let's just kind of get that out first, and maybe that'll help you guys be able to digest this roster. These are all veterans on this list. There is no rookie. So it's not just Caitlin Clark. There is not one single fucking rookie on this list. Rightfully so, okay? So would you make any changes to the roster? If so, who would you swap out? Absolutely would make changes to the roster because Arike Agumbawale is not on there. I would swap out either Brittany Griner, Diana Taurasi, or Kelsey Plum. Either one of them, don't care. One of them would need to be swapped out for Arike. I would even say one of them could be swapped out for Derica Hamby as well. But this list is fine, but minus Arike. Arike needs to be on this list, okay? Arike is my MVP. Arike is going to get MVP this year. If it's not Arike, it's going to be Asia. One of the two is going to get MVP for the WNBA this year. Arike is just an exceptional talent. So the fact that she's not on this list, like, who made this shit? Like, who created this list? Like, this is crazy. But let me know what y'all think. All right, so Rookie of the Year as of now. Now, I have the stats listed. My side is 1 through 5. 1 through 9 is ESPN's. And I'm sorry that Cameron and Angel's names are smaller than Kaylin, Kay, and Rakia. But it is what it is. Hopefully, you guys can still see the screen, right? So this is how I have the rookies ranked. All of the rookies minus Kate Martin is averaging over 20 minutes a game, which is phenomenal. We have Caitlin Clark leading the pack, averaging 33.5 minutes. She's averaging more points as well. I put Angel Reese number 1, as I did the last time I did a Rookie of the Year standings video, is because Angel Reese is just a star. She's a star. What? Hello? She's a star. She's averaging almost a double-double right now. She exudes leadership. If you ask me, Angel Reese has been in the WNBA before. This is not her first year. This does not look like her first year. Obviously, there's room for her to grow, but just her being a part of the league, she fits right in. She fits right in. Just like I said the last time I made a video like this. She's averaging almost a double-double, which is phenomenal. She's 33% from the field goal, which I think needs to be improved at least by about 5%. Because Angel Reese be pissing me off too. I'm not even gonna lie. She be pissing me off because she tricks off a lot of buckets at the rim. buckets that she needs to just put back up. She down there with limited post moves trying to navigate her way to the hoop, or she's going straight up and just straight out missing these shots. Like these are shots that girl, and it's not just her. Don't get me wrong, it's not just her, but this is me speaking on her. She misses too many fucking shots at the basket. Cameron Brink, last time I made a Rookie of the Year standing video, she was barely in the conversation. Now she's number 2. You know, so I think that comes with the fact that Cameron Brink, the last game that I saw her play, where they beat, who did they beat? They just beat, was it Dallas? I want to say. They just won their last Commissioner's Cup game. And Cameron Brink was just so competitive in that game. She has so much fire. She looks comfortable over there. Like, she fits right in. And I think that within the next couple games, we'll start to see more from her. The only thing I need Cameron Brink to pick up on is those rebounds. Because, girl, why the fuck is Caitlin Clark averaging the same amount of rebounds as you and she's a point guard? Like, let's be fucking for real if we're going to be anything. So, I do think that Cameron Brink, she has some work to do in terms of rebounding. She's 44% from the field goal, so I'm not going to complain about that. She's one of the most efficient of these 5 rookies, so, I mean, shout out to her. So, Caitlin Clark, as you can see, ESPN has her at number 6. I gave my girl a little grace, rightfully so, because for one, she's still averaging the most points, almost by double, with the exception of Ada Reese of the other players. She's averaging the same amount of rebounds as fucking Cameron Brink. Caitlin Clark is like rebounds fall in her lap. I think I said this a previous video too. Like, she has the ability to grab boards. I don't know what, and then it's just natural. It's like the ball just comes to her. So she's averaging 5.3 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 1.5 steals. Y'all see that, but the turnovers is where she's getting me. And then the field goal percentage, and I feel like the field goal percentage is 37.3% simply because her shot has not translated yet. So I feel like once her 3-point shot translates, that's going to be up at least to about 43 to 45. The turnovers got to come down, though. That, to me, the turnovers is killing her. And I was just listening to the commentator speak when they played the Mystics. Thankfully, they won that game. Even though the Mystics need a win, so does Caitlin Clark. So, but they mentioned the turnovers too. Like, man, these turnovers, you gotta get the turnovers under control. But also in their defense, they were saying like, hey, Caitlin Clark is the most blitzed player, rookie, veteran. She's the most blitzed player in the league. So if that's the case, I need Caitlin Clark's teammates to fall in. That's what I need them to do. They need to fall the fuck in. So if y'all know what the fuck y'all up against, y'all got to work around that. So if y'all seeing people blitz her, there should be somebody right there beside her at all times ready to get the ball. Like, what are we talking about? Like, so again, the turnovers need to be reduced to at least about 3. I'll get 3. 2 would be phenomenal, but 3, I'll take it. Kate Martin, she was a second-round pick, number 18, and Kate Martin is on the Rookie of the Year list. Like, what are we talking about? Like, Kate Martin is averaging 19.4 minutes per game, 4 points a game, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and barely any steals. Her stats were not, I don't know how ESPN had her stats, but they didn't have her stats the way that they had everybody else's. So I just put the most important stats and just kept it moving. And then we got Rakia. I just need Rakia to. Rakia is phenomenal in terms of being able to score the ball. I don't doubt her in terms of her being able to score the ball, but I would just like for her to have more of an impact on the defensive end and even on the offensive end in terms of assists. I do feel like, because like the last game LA played, Rakia didn't even. She had a very quiet first half. I think she played only like 4 minutes the whole first half. So I'm taking into account certain things like that, minutes. I also know that Zaya Cook is not, even though she's not a rookie, Zaya Cook, I'm noticing some changes with her playing time too. So I'm hoping there's not a cut coming from my girl, because I love me some Zaya. But yeah, Rakia, I just need her to turn it up a little bit. I don't know if y'all know what I mean, but she's efficient. 45.7% from the field goal. So of these 5, she's the most efficient. But I just need her to contribute more in other areas, if that makes sense. Look at her numbers. She's too phenomenal of a player for her to only be averaging 2.8 rebounds, barely any assists, no steal. Like, we need her to turn it up. Steals, blocks, all of that plays into defense. So I need her to pick it up on the defensive end, and then that'll translate into her offense. So let me know what you guys think about this list. Compared to the ESPN list, I'd say my list is pretty spot on. Aaliyah Edwards, I feel like, is slowly but surely creeping up and could be a part of this top 5 within the next several games, as well as Camila Cardoso. I feel like I need Camila to bang the boards a little more too, because Angel Reese, she putting in a lot of work on the rebounding end. And Camila at this moment is only averaging 5 rebounds. Like, girl, you're literally like the biggest person in the league damn near. You know what I'm saying? So there should not be a board that you can't fucking grab. You know what I'm saying? And yet Angel Reese be down there banging the offensive boards. boards. You know what I'm saying? On top of the defensive boards, you know? Averaging, getting like, I think her last game, she had like 13 points, 13 rebounds. Camila had 13 points, 5 rebounds. Camila, you should at least be somewhere around 8 and up rebounds. 8 and up rebounds a game. 8 plus. Nothing under 8 rebounds for Camila per game. I'm going to give her a little grace and say 8 because I can't. You're not Angel Reese, clearly. But you have the ability to get like 50 rebounds. I don't understand why you're getting 5 rebounds in a game. So get the ball. Get the ball. I need you to get aggressive. I need you to get that ball. But otherwise, we'll come back and revisit this list. Let's move on to the MVP list. Let me know what y'all think about this. All right, so MVP list. Arike Agumawale, Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier, Derek Hamby, and Kalia Copper. This would be my MVP list to date. Again, subject to change, but I don't see the top 2 spots changing. They might change amongst each other, but I don't see them dropping below 1 and 2. I can see Arike and Asia. I can see the battle for the MVP being between them. Arike is averaging the most minutes, I want to say, of all the WNBA players, and that's literally because Dallas cannot afford to sit her on the fucking bench. Dallas is struggling right now. Arike is a walking bucket. She is their meal ticket. And then you got Jaylen Brown, that's a rookie too, who was a huge contributor during the preseason games, injured. Now she's out. Their bench is barely contributing to the games. The last game, part of the reason they lost is because their bench didn't really put up shit, you know? So, Arike's coach even stated that, you know, we don't take her out of the game unless she asks for a breather. So she clearly doesn't ask for a breather much, as y'all can see. So, or maybe if she's in some sort of foul trouble, but otherwise, Arike plays the entire fucking game. She is just, Arike looks like a dude out there playing. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, she has a style of play that's very similar to the way that a man would handle the ball. You know, she's just outstanding. Then we got Asia Wilson. A dog. Like, just, it's Asia Wilson. I don't even know what else needs to be said. It's Asia fucking Wilson. The one that y'all said wasn't marketable. Her. And so then we have Nafisa Collier from Minnesota. I'm talking about Minnesota is the best defensive team as of right now. All of these women are averaging 30 plus minutes per game. So let's just start there. That's because all of these women are a huge necessity for their teams, especially with other key players being injured. Because we got Diamond Miller that's injured on Minnesota. We got Chelsea Gray that's injured on all these teams got injuries. You know what I'm saying? We just got to have Brittany Griner come back for the Mercury. It's a lot of injuries going on in the WNBA, which is giving opportunity for bench players to come in and show up and show out and solidify them a roster spot. But I feel like Arike Agumawale is going to be MVP, if not Asia Wilson. I'm not mad at it either way, but Arike literally is carrying Dallas on her back right now. And so as opposed to somebody like Asia, who has a lot more help, Nafisa got a lot more help, Derica has more help. Like, all of these other teams have a little more help. And when I say help, I mean more so on the offensive end, putting up buckets, than Arike. That's not to say Arike doesn't have any help, because who the fuck was busting their ass? Maddie put on. Maddie puts on for Dallas too. So, but they need help. You need at least 3 scores. You need at least a trio to kind of really get the job done, and then the other players to just play their role. Jaylen Brown, they need Jaylen back. I'm sorry, Jaylen would probably be the top rookie in terms of rookie of the year has she been playing. Like, go back and watch those preseason games. All right, so what adjustments does the Chicago Sky need to make? Although the Chicago Sky are the 8th seed of 12 WNBA teams, if they fall below that, they won't make it to the playoffs. So what do they need to do? Because they lost to the Fever, and I honestly expected them to take that game. If you could beat New York Liberty, you should damn sure be able to whoop the Fever and many other teams in the league, right? I know that some games, you know, turn out better than others, but for the most part, Chicago Sky should be able to beat Indiana. They should be able to beat Indiana. And so, man, what adjustments do Chicago need to make? Defensive adjustments. They need to. I don't know what the fuck going on defense, but I'm not saying every player, because Angel Reese just had 5 fucking steals. So clearly somebody's playing defense, right? But we can't have Angel Reese getting 5 steals, 8 offensive rebounds. Like, what the fuck is everybody else doing? You see what I mean? And so Chicago needs to tighten it up on the defensive end. I personally believe, and this is just my opinion, I've struggled and battled with this, but I feel as though Kennedy Carter needs to start over Dana. That's just what I just think Kennedy Carter needs to start over Dana. We need to try that out for about 2 games to test our luck. I don't know, because Dana, she's good on defense, don't get me wrong, but Kennedy can do whatever the fuck she wants on the court, offensive or defensive, and that's what the Chicago Sky needs all 40 minutes of the fucking game. I feel like Kennedy just needs to be in the game damn near the whole time, like, for real, just so that we can bring Chicago. We need another win or 2 before we can give her a break, and that's okay, because if other players are doing it, I don't see why Kennedy can't. We need Kennedy Carter in that starting lineup. I see that they did make the adjustment. Camilla is in the starting lineup, but I do think Williams got injured. So Diamond DeShields is still in the starting lineup. We got Diamond, Camilla, Angel, Dana, and Mabry. Those are the 5 starters as of right now for Chicago Sky. Either Mabry or Dana need to be swapped out for the starting lineup. One of them. Mabry, her offensive game has been a little quiet these past couple games, which I think has also contributed to some of the Chicago Sky losses. But that's where you make the adjustment and you shake the starting lineup up a little bit and you see how things work. If Camilla is starting, Kennedy Carter needs to start. They have amazing chemistry on the court. There is not a moment where Camilla is on the court where Kennedy should not be on that court. Camilla is on a minutes restriction, so granted, okay, cool. Aside from that, they need to be playing together at all times. I feel like also, too, with the Chicago Sky, and I'm going to make a comment about people mentioning that the rim should be lowered, and why I feel like, no, keep shit the way that it is, because these bitches can't even make a layup. So what makes you think they're going to be able to dunk the ball? And so I feel like there's a little distrust with, like, Angel, because there have been games where I've seen her, post it up where she can actually get the ball. Like, it's not like, she got her man posted up, she calling for the ball, and Dana or Mabry didn't dish it to her, or even times Kennedy didn't dish it to her. And I think that's because, it's that trust. Angel Reese she's aggressive in the post, and yeah, can she score? Yeah, but I feel like Angel Reese should be averaging about 15, 16 points right now. She is just not efficient to me. She's not as efficient as I would like her to be. And so with that being said, if you can't make a layup, and it's not just Angel Reese, there are veterans. There's a lot of players who go up for shots that should go in, like layups. And it's like, how are y'all missing layups? But people talking about some lower the rims. No, we need to start with the fundamentals. We need you bitches to make the layups. Make the layups, okay? Another thing is, the WNBA is a very physical sport. So going up for a dunk in a league like this, I wouldn't do it. Like, these bitches be out there tussling. Do y'all watch this shit? Like, I'm not dunking. These bitches not finna be yamming on me and pushing me out the air and yanking my leg while I'm going, no. These bitches too physical for that. Like, that's just my opinion. I think they should keep the rim where it's at. I think that these bitches need to work on making layups for starters. Start with the layups and then go from there. You know what I mean? So, what do you guys think about the Chicago Sky? What adjustments they need to make? Do you guys think it's more so a defensive adjustment? Do you guys think they should adjust the starting lineup? Do you think it's a combination? Do you agree with me, disagree? Let me know. And then we'll get on to this last topic, which is this Caitlin Clark effect, right? So social media is still in an uproar about who's the top rookie this season. And most are still in favor of Caitlin Clark due to numbers and sold out crowds. But Angel Reese is close behind. So we're going to take a look at some things on Twitter because the rookies had some things to say. And we're going to play first what Angel Reese had to say about her impact in the league. And then we'll listen to what Caitlin Clark had to say. I'm going to mute my mic.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. and understanding like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that. It all started from the national championship.
That's that on that. So I respect the fact that Angel is demanding her respect. I feel like a lot of people feel like when she says things like this, it's not just because of one person and one person ain't the reason because of this and this and that they think that she's directly targeting Caitlin Clark. And you have to have a brain to realize that she's literally talking to the media, sports media. The sports media have been shitting on Angel Reese since she was playing NCAA basketball. And they continue to shit on her and not acknowledge her impact in this game. And can we agree that the Caitlin Clark effect is a real thing? Absolutely. You'd be an idiot to deny it. We're watching it in real time. We're watching sold out WNBA basketball games. Like, hello. So yeah, the Caitlin Clark effect is a real thing, right? But we also have to realize, remember when Angel Reese preseason game aired, where they lied? Yes, the WNBA lied and said that the game would be on the League Pass, only for the game not to be on the League Pass. And Twitter was in a fucking uproar and was talking about how, okay, what people were talking about, well, I wanted to see Angel Reese game, and then the League Pass had it advertised as it was going to be on the League Pass just to bring all those viewers over for the Caitlin Clark game. It was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But then there was somebody at the Chicago Sky game live streaming it, and that game got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. So that is impact. That is impact. That is impact. Say what you want. Argue with whoever you want. That's impact. So yeah, she might not be garnering the same numbers in the arenas, but people are actually watching her on TV. And guess what that means? That means advertising opportunities, right? If we're watching these games and we have eyes on the screen at a certain time and we have more and more viewers, millions of viewers, because we can't fit millions of people in an arena, but we can get millions of people to watch the game, right? That also helps the league. So let's not make it seem like Angel Reese does not have any impact in this game, because TT Juju gonna stick up for my girl every time. Every fucking time. The same way I'm gonna do Caitlin Clark. So we're gonna watch this video of Caitlin Clark responded to reporters asking her a similar question that Angel Reese was asked. And let's see how my girl responded.
Caitlin, as you might be aware, there's been some controversy and conversation over the last few days about everything that happened in the Chicago game. Curious how much you pay attention to that, if at all, and what your thoughts are, what your take on that is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not on social media, so I don't see a lot of it, but you would be surprised. Like, I still have my TV on in my house, and, like, I'm watching sports. Like, you know, you're still aware of it, and you still see it, you know, but other than that, like, my focus is basketball. Sometimes it stinks how much, you know, the conversation is outside of basketball and not the product on the floor and the amazing players that are on the floor and how good they are for their teams and how great this season has been for women's basketball, going from college basketball to now the WNBA. Some of the crowds are, you know, unprecedented and had never been seen before. The viewership's amazing. But yeah, I mean, I try to block it out. You know, I don't have social media on my phone. Like, I don't go on it. I don't see a lot of it, you know. But I don't really think it's that different from, you know, when I was in college. Like, everybody's going to have their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's just what it is. And I think you just got to be focused on what's in your locker room, what's in your organization, how your teammates feel, how your coaches feel. And for me, like, that's my focus. But also, like, I have a job to do at the same time. So, you know, that's where my focus remains.
And that's that on that. Like, I respect that, because you're a player. You're not here to talk about the black and the white of the game. You're here to play basketball. Like, you're literally here to shut up and dribble, right? So why do we care about things outside of that? You know? And it's people who literally never tapped into women's basketball starting all this bullshit. You know? So that's what's so crazy, and trying to put these two women against each other. Yeah, they're rivals. They're rivals on the court. In real life, they're regular people. They're regular people. We've seen them in pictures together. Like, when you're on that court, I don't know if any of y'all have ever played a fucking sport, but when we're on the court, bitch, you ain't no friends. What are we talking about? Ain't no friends, bro. You a op. You literally on the opposing team, bro. There's no friends. There's no kumbaya. There's none of that. This is a basketball. What are we talking about? You know what I mean? So I think that people are just making this so much more than what it is in terms of this Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. And the rivalry is good for basketball, but y'all are carrying it outside of basketball. And that's what I don't like. Now, we finna watch my girl, Angel Reese, real quick while I talk through this. And then I'm getting out of here because my girl is a fucking star, okay? She's a leader. She just fits so well into this league. You would think Angel Reese has played. This is not her first year. And this is what I mean, as y'all can see in the post, what I mean about how I just feel like, yeah, she's tough down there, but there are other players like that. Why did you miss that? Girl, why the fuck did you miss that? You see what I mean? Like, so it's just certain things that just bother me about her game in the post. But her aggressiveness, look at this. Her grit, her aggressiveness, her ability to play defense underneath or on the outside is just incredible. Her sportsmanship, her leadership, like just her grit, her hustle, like she's a fucking star. Are we slow here? Like, look at this girl. Are we dumb? Like, she's a fucking superstar. Yeah, are there areas to develop? Yes. We can say the same for Caitlin Clark, right? So let's not sit here and make it seem like Angel Reese don't have no motherfucking impact. That's what we not gonna do. And so I just wanted to leave off with that. I personally feel like the Caitlin Clark effect is a real thing. Caitlin Clark has literally proven that she has the ability to sell out arenas, which is something that has never happened in the history of WNBA. So we have to give that to her. But we also have to give credit to Angel Reese too, because that is how we got put on to Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, this rivalry. And that is what has prepared us to be tapped into the WNBA that we know of today. So with that being said, let me know y'all thoughts. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here.